I just built a web server on Google Cloud, and you can do it too. And I'm gonna show you how to do it in less than 5 minutes. So the reason why you would want to build your own web server is instead of you paying a platform to host your web server or web page for $99, $149, or $199, here you can have complete control over your whole entire infrastructure, right? And you pay probably less than $30 a month, probably less than $20 a month if you select the right cost optimized services. Now, here what we're going to do is build a Apache web service on in a compute engine instance on Google Cloud. And this is going to allow users to be able to access our external IP over port 80, which is HTTP protocol, excuse me. And the firewall is going to allow the HTTP protocol to be able to access my compute engine instance and access our Apache web service engine through that instance and have the contents of our index.html file displayed as a front-end web page. All right. Now you see we're going to be using, or we could be using Ubuntu Linux operating system. I'm going to be using CentOS. I'm going to use the yum package instead of apt-get or app package. You can use whatever you want. You're still going to have the same outcome. So if you're ready, let's head to the console and let's get to work. All right, so I'm in my Google console here. The first thing we're going to do is head down to the hamburger, and I'm going to click on Compute Engine, and I'm going to click on Create Instance here. Now, for our instance name, we can name this whatever. I'm going to call it Apache Instance here, and I'm going to leave it in the U.S. Central 1 region. You can choose whatever region you want that's near you, that's nearest you, and I'm going to let Google Cloud choose the availability zone. Now, if you have, some of you may have a AI engine here where you can tell Google Cloud this is a web server instance you want to create, and it will actually go and choose the best engine cost optimized for you. For those of you who don't, we're going to use an E2 instance, and as you see, it's $25.46 a month. So make sure you stop and clean up the instance afterwards, okay? And we're going to keep a E2 medium, and we're going to change the operating system. Now, some of you may like Debian or you like Ubuntu. I'm going to change my operating system to CentOS. I like using the yum package. Now, for data protection, we're going to leave everything default. We're not going to learn too much about that. For networking, we're going to allow HTTP traffic through our firewall. For observability, we're going to leave everything default. For security, everything default as well. And for advanced, everything default. Now, normally we'll create a startup script and we'll put a bash script here that's going to download and install our Apache web server and create our index.html file. But the automation for the startup script for Google Cloud and any other platform for that matter, it's hit and miss. Sometimes it reads the script and installs and downloads the packages. Sometimes it doesn't. And we're going to do this manually. So we're just going ahead and click on create here. And now it is creating our instance. Takes about maybe 15 seconds for our instance to be ready to connect. In the next like 5 seconds, you'll start to see our external IP pop up, and then you will see our instance status pop up as well. So if I refresh, we should already have external IP. Yep, there we go. And now we just have to have that check for our status so we can be ready to SSH into our instance here. All right, so our check is there. So the next thing we need to do is just SSH into our instance here. And we're going to authorize. All right, so we're in an instance. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to run a sudo yum install httpd-y. So we're installing the Apache web server already. All right, so everything has been installed. I'm gonna clear the screen, and I'm gonna run a sudo systemctl clt start httpd. So I want to start the Apache web server, and I want to check the status of it as well. All right. So everything is actively running. Okay, quick break. If you want to really get your hands on and dive deeper into some more projects like this, join our Cloud Career Kickstarter where we have tons of content that's going to help you mentally get to where you need to be as a cloud engineer. But also, we have a classroom that has cloud computing kickoff foundational course. We have live calls that you can go through as well. We have our Level Up LinkedIn Optimization Foundation course. We have our Cloud Problem Solving Framework, but we also have to join Lewitt Academy. And this is a paid community, Lewitt Academy is, that is just about hands-on building. All types of simulations ripped directly from job descriptions to help you land that job. Live calls, everything from cloud, AI, vibe coding, software development, career, job search, resume, you name it. The Cloud Career Kickstarter is a place for you to just get your foundational and get your bearings and just work on projects like these. But if you want to dive deeper, the Lewitt Academy is the place for you. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and clear my screen. I want to CD into my var www.html directory because we should have an HTML index.html file there. But since we didn't run it through the automation, it didn't create. So I'm just going to create my index.html file. All right. So we're going to run a sudo because I need permissions to do that. Okay. So now if I run an ls, now we have our file. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is I want to just go ahead and copy and paste my index.html script here. All right, so the next thing I want to do, I want to I want to vim and go inside this file because I'm going to, well, actually, what I didn't do, let's quit. Oop, sorry. Let's escape, let's quit. What I didn't do is do a sudo by, because if I didn't do a sudo, everything I put into this file wouldn't save. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating an HTML page. Let's go all the way up and just using certain features to create certain colors and buttons that I always wanted, and just for this test page. But this is an HTML file that literally just goes down and creates a test page for me and shows a Lewitt or Level Up in Tech site. You can use ChatGPT to create whatever HTML file you want to show whatever front page or web page that you want. You can create your own portfolio for your projects. You can create your own website to host on your web server. You can create something that's black and white that says test page. Whatever the case may be, it is yours, and we're going to write and quit. Okay, so now we have saved our test file. If I do a cat HTML, index.html, we can see our whole file here. And as you see here at the bottom, we have some buttons, welcome to your new career, master your skills, hands-on training, etc. Well, how do we see that? Well, we're going to go back to our instance here, and we're going to click on this external IP. And once we do that, you see we have our web page. This is amazing. This is exactly what we want to do, is host our web page. But Marcus, let's go back to our index.html. What if I wanted to change some things, right? What if instead of it saying welcome, right, I wanted to say hello, or whatever the case may be, right? And excuse me, y'all, I forgot the command to go down to the bottom of the file. With Vim, you have certain commands you can do that'll take you to the bottom of the file, erase characters, whatever the case may be, right? What if I just said, what's up, YouTube? Or what's up, Lewitt Academy, right? And I wanted to save this. Now I can save it. And if I refresh, What's up, Lord Academy? So give yourselves a huge pat on the back. We have officially created our first web server on Google Cloud. And I hope we beat the time. I know I talked and I know the system was slow, but it should be just, if not under 5 minutes, just a little bit over 5 minutes. And I wanted to show you how easy it was to do. Make sure you take advantage of our Cloud Career Kickstarter community, where I'll put the link in the descriptions of the video, and join our community. And this is something that's going to take your mindset to the next level. All right. See you later.